Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. We're talking about vent windows. And here's one, Danny. This is from a Ford van from, we were looking at 69 to 74. Vent windows were super popular back in the old days, especially before the advent of air conditioning or the popularity of air conditioning. They were a great idea, but they always whistled. Yep. They always leaked. And that's not really a problem anymore. If you're starting to restore your vehicle, Steel Rubber has a solution. What do you have for us?
So what we have here is the replacement for the 69 to 74 Econoline vans. We have vent windows for all kinds of cars. We have over 300 vent windows. But this one in particular is special. You know, vans are getting more popular, and there was a lot of complaints about this particular one. It's a work van. I don't know if they really cared if it's sealed or not from the beginning, but we were actually able to make this part better than the original.
I was going to mention that Steel Rubber always emulates the original part. You take the original profile. If I've got something from 100 years ago, I've seen your whole library of profiles and all the different seals you make, and you emulate the original, but where you can, you improve the design because materials are newer, technologies are newer, and trial and error through the years, people are discovering new ways to make these things work. So how did Steel Rubber change the original design to a new design?
So really 99% of this is all original. This is the original seal that came out, and this is the one that we've made, and really the only difference is down here in the bottom corner. You can see that this piece is real thin and this piece has a thicker edge on it, and what that does is it fills out the corner down the frame. We made it just like the original, and just like the original there was a gap there, so we were able to just fill that in with some more rubber. Simple enough, but it really changed how this seal went together.
Well, I think vans from those days, back then you were using it as a work truck. Now right. Folks are restoring them, and it's for nostalgia's sake. Right. You've spent so much time, effort, and money on a vehicle, you want to make sure it doesn't leak now.
Yeah, and the comfort of the ride is so much more important than it was. So exactly, so wind noise, you know, leaking, you know, air conditioning and heat, all that stuff, you want it to seal right. So that's what we've got here. And a lot of times vent windows are a little intimidating to work on. You know, you have to pull them out of the door, you got to take the door panel off, pull it out of the door.
I see a rivet.
Yep, the rivet there. So, you know, there's a lot of barriers that you could run into, but really once you get down to it, it's pretty simple. Essentially, to get it out of the door, almost all of them are the same. You got to take the door panel off, and then there's a bolt or two holding the frame in. Once you take that out, the vent window pretty much just pulls out. Depending on the type of vehicle, might need to do some wiggling, but it's really, mostly that's it. And then to get the window out itself, almost all of them have this little pivot section down here with a spring, and that's what keeps the tension on it, so it doesn't swing wide open, but it's already loose. You'll want to take off this assembly, and from experience, you'll want to keep it in order of the way it came off.
Take a photo, that's another good idea?
Yep, that's definitely a good idea because there's several washers in here. It does matter what order they go on. So we'll take that off. And then this rivet, as you can see, sometimes you have to drill out the rivet. In this case, and in most late models, you've got some Phillips head screws here. So you can take these off.
So you're not even messing with the rivet at all.
Right.
Yeah, you see those and that automatically tells me stop. Don't work on this project. Get a pro.
Then you can rotate it out, and it's basically always a 90-degree turn, and then it comes out of the bottom here. So you just pull straight out, and it's really that simple. And then the rubber is almost always held in by this track here. So it's just pressure fitted. So it just pulls out. Like the original, there's metal on the division post. The division post is the vertical piece that separates the vent window from the door glass. So these tabs come back through this frame. So they go through the frame.
And those are all the factory holes?
Yep, factory holes. They line up just with our part right out of the box. The tabs go through, you bend them over, and then it's the perfect opportunity to replace your window channel as well.
Which brings us to another point. Steel Rubber's not just making vent windows for vans, you have a whole lot of other products as well.
Yeah, so everything for the windows, you know, vent window, door glass. In the Econolines, a lot of them have pop-out windows all throughout the vehicle, some of them as much as 10 per van. We've got all the pop-out seals We've got parts for Dodge vans, Chevy vans, and even recently Astro vans. The rear doors on those, GM doesn't make them anymore. A lot of people need it, so we listened to our customers. They wanted it, and we made it for them.
Steel Rubber's making stuff for vans, for trucks, classic autos. A lot of folks doing this to their hot rods when they're restoring it, adding Steel Rubber products to it. They even do RVs and boats. You can check out their full line of products at steelrubber.com. They'll even make a catalog just for you for your specific make and model of car. Go check them out online. We'll be back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, so don't touch that dial. Do people still have dials?
No.
No dials. Don't touch anything.